So I'm at this place in life where, you know, there's a lot that's fine and there's a lot that's going really well. But then there's also this part of me that feels like I'm in between. And it's like I have these little inklings of what I want to do. And as I go down those paths, I'm excited to make the progress, but some of the things aren't feeling quite right. And I'm not sure if it's a matter of, if it's just like nervousness because things are happening and it's just one of those things that I need to push through and then it'll be great. Or if it's one of those things where, like, great, you're trying it, you're getting closer, keep pivoting until it feels really right. I mean, one of those things is like my living situation, I don't have to pay rent, but the I'm finding that I'm really missing solitude in terms of like I'm living with my family right now. And as great as it is to have that time to spend together, there is no alone time. Like, I mean, I'm alone, but not really. It's a very different thing. Like, I've lived on my own before, and I think I miss that. Like, I miss being able to come together and then go our separate ways. And for me to, look, something interesting happens in solitude. It's like you're there with your own thoughts and you can go through things. I find I stay up really late at night because those are the times that I feel I have time that's most to myself. It's when I get my best thinking done. It's when I get a lot of creative progress done. And I'm just curious what would happen if those periods of silence and solitude were extended, not just a few hours every night. But what if it were for a week? What would happen? Or even a month? What would happen? I've had the idea to like just pick somewhere and go somewhere for like a week or a month and try it out. Yeah, and I'm not really, at first I wanted to go to California, and then I was walking in an outdoor area near my house, and I was like, honestly, just walking outside and having some open space and nature and having a cup of coffee, like that would be enough. Like I don't have to be anywhere exotic. And I kind of don't want to be in a city. Like when I'm in a city, it's easy to feel like I'm missing something. So I'm like out exploring, walking around, going to shops. But I feel like if I were kind of in the middle of nowhere and there was nothing else but to do, nothing else but to be with myself, like what would happen? I feel like I've not experienced that and I keep feeling more and more drawn to it. So I'm freelance and I'm working remotely as well. So there is a scenario where I can just go while I'm working, but the other side of me would like to go when this job is over, and it's over at the end of July. And I've been working really hard, and I might just take a month and see what happens. Like, I'm not ready to move somewhere and settle yet. I feel like I wouldn't even know where. I'm kind of where I am now by default. I didn't consciously choose to come here. It was just kind of one thing after another led to this, and I could easily go back to where I was. but when I was there, I wanted something different as well. So while I'm here, I'm trying to be content with where I'm at, because I feel like there's been a lot of times where, a lot of phases of life where I want to be elsewhere. And I think elsewhere is the fix to whatever I'm feeling, whatever emotion is happening. Like, I'll be better when, or I'll feel better when. So I've been feeling this contentment with where I am. Like, that's been my big thing. And yeah, like, it's been fine. I'm not really sure what it is that I'm searching for. I think that there's a lot of stuff I'm inclined to do, so I'm moving those things forward. There's like a whole list of ideas I have that I want to try out, and I guess in the course of trying some of them out, I'm like, this is cool, but would I want to do it forever? And like, that's how I've eliminated a lot of things, but it's been great to try them because now I know, and it adds to a certain experience. So I guess I'm just feeling things out right now. Things are kind of moving in a direction that I didn't expect or intend. And I don't know, I guess we'll see. I mean, it's cool to make progress. It's that knowing that I'm going in the right direction isn't quite there. I feel like maybe it's getting closer. I haven't quite hit it yet, and maybe that's why I still feel the urge to explore and continue experiencing. I mean, with everything that I do, I feel like I get closer to knowing what it is. And really all it is about like how we want to spend our free time, right? Or how we want to spend our time in general. It's like, we want to spend our time not like get stuck in doing things that we don't enjoy doing. So if I were spending my time, what would I be doing? And that has come up quite a bit even in life. Like, what is my ideal version of life? Like, what would I be doing if everything were the way I dreamed, or if I was like, it would be better if, like, what are those things? And like breaking it down even to like, what would the morning look like? Well, because it's easy to make it all fantastical and be like, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna wear these clothes and I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna spend my time this way. But like breaking it down into, okay, what does your morning look like? You wake up, okay, what time? And then what do you do? And then like, what are you eating? What do you drink? What are you looking at? What are you thinking about? And what do you do before breakfast? What do you do after breakfast? What does lunch look like? Like, all of the kind of human things that just you do anyways. And starting to be like, right, if my life were exactly how I wanted, if I were living like my dream life, what would those things look like? And like most of those I can start incorporating now. Like, even the view part, I'd love to wake up and have a cup of coffee with kind of wild nature as my view. And where I don't have that like right outside my house, I do have it within a 5-minute walk of my house. So in theory, I could brew a cup of coffee, go on a 5-minute walk and sip it there. And like, if I want to do yoga every day, or I want to stretch every day, or I want to go for a walk every day, or sketch every day, or whatever it is, then I can do that. And it's not necessarily about every day, but it's also what kind of habits do I want to build. what kind of skills do I want to develop? And really, that's how do I want to spend my time? And I'm realizing that it doesn't have to be anything significant. It's just little things that bring joy, little things that make us feel at peace, little things that bring calm. And when I look at it that way, it's quite simple. And it takes it down from this like very unattainable, faraway thing to something that I can easily incorporate right now. And the next challenge is prioritizing it, right? Like, it's easy to do. These things are not out of reach, but it's shifting priorities. And right now, I've found that I prioritize work. I prioritize my phone. I prioritize just laying there. I don't know. I prioritize like rearranging or cleaning or almost like productive procrastination. I think everyone kind of knows what that is. Or I prioritize other people's wants and wishes. And I think that's what happens a lot when I'm home. And I'm trying to focus on the things that I want to do, because how can I'm the only one who can take care of myself. Like, there's no other way about it. And I'm the only one who's in control of my time and my experience. So really valuing myself and my experience enough to make it a priority to do the things and fit in the things that I want to do. And part of what helps that, I think, is looking at the why behind it, because it's never really the thing. It's not the thing, right? It's not yoga. It's not drawing. The thing is actually feeling good in my body. Like, it's feeling alive and feeling loose. And for drawing, it's paying attention. It's being present. It's expressing how I see the world through my lens, or what I'm noticing, or what's capturing my attention, what thoughts it's provoking, my experience. It's documenting my experience. And those to me are like very worthwhile things. So it helps to put them in those terms. But like I said, it's all about putting it into practice. It's all well and good for me to say these things, but the only way my life changes is if I change, if I prioritize those things. So the endeavor I'm currently on is I like to go to yard sales and I like old things. I like vintage things. And I really like design. I like modern. I like the mix of the two quite a lot. I like spaces. I think they really impact an experience. And I like to get different things and mix and match and combine them. So what I'm doing is kind of pulling together everything that I've collected, and then putting in a few items that I've made, and am working to have a little booth or a store at a market. And so tomorrow I'm going to a market to do some research. I had been to a lot of markets where I used to live, but I haven't been to one of this caliber here. A lot of what I've been to I consider more of a craft fair, and this one is going to be a maker market. So it's to me a little bit more design forward, a little bit more modern. It's more of, it seems like it's less of a hobby and more of a like honing a craft and sharing a craft and art. So I'm really excited to see it and kind of gauge what it's like here, what the vendors look like, what they're selling, what people are interested in, and really the people themselves. Like, I want to challenge myself to talk to some of the vendors and just see. I mean, they're creative people. It would be really nice to get to know some of those kind of people around here and just build that community and network. And great things come from collaboration, and it's also just really nice to connect with people who are interested in some similar things. And I feel like that'll be a nice way to do it. So that's for tomorrow. I'm gonna get some sleep now because it's 1 a.m. and I'm going to this place tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably sleep in a bit and then head over. Okay, that's enough about that. All right, bye for now. We're going to a maker market. Bye.